Hello everyone, once again it's Uncle Rich back at it again for another fantastic YouTube video, but today I'm going to be letting you in on a special secret. Uncle Rich has not always been the fantastic business tycoon that you see before you today. In fact, I had my humble beginnings and fair share of trials and inspirations. That's why today, I'm going to be letting you on a little secret of mine, my entire backstory, or at the very least most of it, because there's a lot of things that I'm legally obligated to not tell you or that could get me in a lot of trouble with the FBI. I was born all the way back in 1969. Let me tell you, that was a fantastic year. Not only is that the year that I was born, not only is that the year that man landed on the moon, but it also ends in 69. That's perfect, isn't it? From the beginning, I was always my mom's little tester. You see, my mom, much like myself today, was an entrepreneur. She was one of the finest ladies of her field, making all kinds of different sex toys and harvesting the dicks from all kinds of different men that she kidnapped and kept in her basement. It really was a fantastic business that was very highly successful, and she was probably one of the best female drug sellers in the entire country, or at least the entire backwoods of Alabama. I was always the test subject for all of her different products that she was buying and selling off the market. Of course, there was the classic metal rod, but it was because of my old ma that I also have the kink for staplers that I do today. Let me tell you, that really made me the man that I am today, if I do say so myself, so I can thank my mom for that much. I also was pretty small at the time, and my mom got angry whenever I touched any of her tools, so I had to figure out my own ways to create my own different inventions in the little coat closet that I called my room, where I had a nice big trash bag that was laid down for me to lay in. Sitting on my trash bag in my coat closet, I realized that one day I wanted to grow up to be just as successful of an entrepreneur as my ma was. And that's exactly what I did. In my little laboratory, not only did I improve upon the inventions of my mother, like the sex stapler and the metal rod, but I also created brand new unique ones, like the butt bomb, which actually started off when I got the sudden urge to shove my mom's lip balm up my ass, and eventually I realized how much that helped me in the long run. Life was filled with some pretty tough and painful moments, but even when I was sitting there as bait for fighting dogs, I'll tell you what, I was coming up with constant creative ideas that made me into the man that I am today, the success that I am today. Eventually, when I moved out from my mom's house at the age of 8, I struck it on my own on the wrong side of the tracks, as most people would say. I actually joined into normal civilization. Let me tell you, that was pretty difficult for a while. There's no sex staplers around their house. What are those staplers even for? They had this little thing set up that was called the foster parent system, and eventually, I was passing through so many different houses at such a rapid pace that eventually the entire system gave up on me and just let me live in the street. I was happier with that though, because that cardboard box that I lived in reminded me a lot of my old closet. And I'll tell you what, I was a lot more homey in there than I was with a soft bed in a nice room without any access to more lip balm to shove up my ass. At age 18, I finally encountered something that would change my life forever. I found this toilet on the side of the road when I was wandering over to the next town. I took in the toilet and I bought a bunch of cat litter and laundry detergent and started making my own methamphetamine. This is where my business really exploded. I began selling in back alleyways and from stands so many people were willing to buy. Of course, those stands were a little bit taboo at the time and still are today, which is an act that firmly I am against. But this was Detroit, so I could kind of do whatever I wanted. I've lived in Detroit for most of my life because that really is a zone where I can do whatever I please. It really is the perfect disaster that allows me to be the artist that I've always wanted to be. Selling dildos from the stand as well as bags of methamphetamine, my business was beginning to rise, as I was known as one of the best competitors on the market, and easily one of the best entrepreneurs in Detroit. And that's saying a lot because the markets for those kinds of things are pretty heavy there. Not only was I up there with the likes of my old ma, but I was surpassing her in terms of sales, which was an incredibly impressive achievement, considering that she'd been doing this for a lot longer than I had at that point. Now, I lived in Detroit for many more years, continuously growing my business more and more, and eventually when the advent of the internet came out, I was able to start finally broadcasting my products on sites like eBay and Amazon and all those great websites that allow you to transport drugs incredibly quickly, incredibly easily, no money down, 100% quality guaranteed. Eventually, I decided to start broadcasting through the miracle of YouTube, and life just continues to get on better in the beautiful way that it does. I never saw my old ma again, but I'll tell you, I wish I had, because you know what, I'm pretty sure she died, like in a ditch somewhere, because honestly, knowing my old ma, that's probably the fate that she would most likely meet. At least that's the place where she always threatened me to be. So, I mean, it would be poetic in a way. As you can see, old Uncle Richie, from the very day of his birth, has been working incredibly hard to make sure that he gives you the most 100% guaranteed to be quality product. And it's as simple as that. I've worked in many places, but now I finally reside on my home of 420 Yeats Street, which is this boat that you see right here. Yes, 420 Yeats Street's a place. And that's my life story. That's everything I've ever been and ever will be. I'm just a friendly neighborhood Uncle Rich, selling dildos on the corner. Thank you so much for watching. If you appreciated this and you're interested in some of my products, check out my last video, which was an ad. You could see this all in the Uncle Richie Season 1 playlist. Thank you so much for watching.